There comes a time in life when you have to make a decision that says, no matter what happens, no matter what comes against me, I'm going to win. You see, winning doesn't start when the trophy is in your hand. It starts when you make up your mind that you will not quit, that no matter what life throws your way, no matter how many doors close in your face, no matter how many times you stumble and fall, you will get back up and keep pushing forward. Winning is not something that happens when the crowd cheers, when the check clears, or when the doors finally open. Winning happens long before that moment. It begins in the mind. The greatest battles are not fought on fields, in boardrooms, or under stadium lights. They are fought in the unseen realm of your thoughts. Before your feet ever step into the arena, your mind has already determined whether you will stand victorious or fall in defeat. What you think about yourself matters. How you see your potential determines how far you will go. You cannot think like a victim and expect to win like a champion. You cannot allow fear, doubt, and insecurity to dictate your decisions and expect to walk in confidence. The mind is the control center of your destiny. It is the birthplace of every dream, every breakthrough, and every transformation. If you don't believe you can win, it won't matter how much talent you have, how many opportunities come your way, or how many people support you. The battle is won or lost in your thoughts before it ever manifests in your reality. This is why you must guard your mind. You cannot afford to let negativity take root. You cannot let the voices of fear, failure, or past mistakes dominate your thinking. If you keep replaying old defeats, you will never step into new victories. If you keep listening to those who tell you that you're not good enough, not smart enough, or not strong enough, you will stay stuck in places you were meant to outgrow. Winning starts when you decide to reject the lies and embrace the truth that you were created to overcome, to rise, and to conquer whatever stands in your way. When a champion trains, they don't just work on their body, they work on their mind. They visualize success. They see themselves crossing the finish line, holding the trophy, standing in victory. They train their thoughts to align with their goals. Likewise, you must train your mind to think like a winner. You must speak words of victory over yourself, even when you feel like giving up. You must remind yourself of who you are, even when life tries to convince you otherwise. You must feed your mind with thoughts that elevate, strengthen, and push you forward. Winning is a decision. It's a mindset that refuses to settle for anything less than success. It's a determination that says, I will not quit, I will not break, I will not surrender. No matter what you are facing, no matter how many setbacks you've endured, no matter how impossible the odds seem, if you can train your mind to believe in the possibility of victory, you will find a way to achieve it. The battlefield is not out there, it's in you. And if you win in your mind, nothing in this world can stop you from walking into everything you were meant to be. Too many people live their lives as if their past is a prison cell, locking them into a future they never wanted. They walk around carrying the weight of mistakes, failures, and disappointments, believing that where they've been will always define where they are going. But your past is not your final destination. It is only a chapter in your story. No matter what has happened before, no matter how many wrong turns you've taken, no matter who doubted you or counted you out, your future is still waiting for you to step into it. You cannot allow yesterday's pain to dictate tomorrow's possibilities. Just because you failed before doesn't mean you will fail again. Just because they left you doesn't mean you will always be alone. Just because you made some bad decisions doesn't mean you are incapable of making the right ones now. The greatest victories are often born out of the greatest struggles. And some of the most successful people in the world had to overcome enormous setbacks before they ever reached their destiny. Your past may have shaped you, but it does not own you. The lessons you learned, the hardships you endured, and the scars you carry are not there to remind you of what went wrong. They are proof that you survived. They are evidence that you are stronger than what tried to break you. Every pain, every betrayal, every failure has deposited something in you that will serve you in the days to come. You are wiser now. You are more resilient now. You are more prepared for the future than you have ever been. Not in spite of what you went through, but because of it. People will try to label you based on your past. They will try to define you by your lowest moments. They will call you by your mistakes rather than by your potential. But you cannot live under the weight of their opinions. If you spend your life trying to prove people wrong, you will still be controlled by them. Your focus should not be on who they think you are, but on who you are becoming. The only person who gets to determine your future is you. There comes a moment when you have to make a decision. You have to decide that you are not going to let yesterday hold you hostage. You have to decide that you are not going to let regret rob you of your destiny. You have to decide that your dreams are bigger than your past mistakes. If you keep looking back, you will never move forward. If you keep reliving old wounds, you will never embrace new opportunities. The moment you choose to stop letting your past define you is the moment you take control of your future. You are not your past. You are not your failures. You are not your struggles. You are full of potential, full of power, and full of purpose. Your future is still unwritten, and it is waiting for you to step into it. Nobody becomes great without resistance. Nobody steps into their destiny without walking through difficulty. Every champion, every leader, every person who has ever done something significant had to endure struggles that tested their strength, their character, and their determination. Obstacles are not roadblocks meant to stop you. They are training grounds designed to prepare you. The very thing you think is standing in your way might be the thing that strengthens you for what's ahead. Too often people want success without struggle, victory without battles, and elevation without preparation. But the truth is, ease never made anyone great. Comfort never built champions. It is in the fight, in the adversity, in the moments where you want to quit but choose to keep going, that you develop the strength you need to win. If you never had to push through anything, you would never grow. If you never faced obstacles, you would never discover how strong you really are. Every great athlete trains against resistance. They lift weights that challenge their muscles. They push their bodies to the limit, and they endure pain because they know that the struggle produces strength. The same is true in life. Every hardship you face is building something in you. Every challenge is shaping you into the person you need to be to handle the success that is coming. Without struggle, there is no strength. Without resistance, there is no growth. When you face obstacles, you have a choice. You can either see them as excuses to give up or as opportunities to rise. You can let them break you, or you can let them build you. The difference between people who succeed and people who stay stuck is not the absence of obstacles. It is how they respond to them. Winners see obstacles as stepping stones, not as walls. They refuse to be defined by their struggles. Instead, they use those struggles to become stronger, wiser, and more determined. Think about the moments in your life that challenged you the most. The times when you didn't know if you would make it, the times when you were pushed to your limits. And yet, here you are. You made it through what you thought would break you. You survived what you thought would destroy you. And because of it, you are no longer the same person you used to be. You are wiser, you are stronger, you are more prepared for the next level of your life. So the next time you face an obstacle, don't run from it, face it. Don't shrink back, stand tall. Understand that the very thing you're trying to avoid might be the thing that is shaping you for something greater. Champions are not made in comfort, they are forged in adversity. The struggle is not your enemy, it is your training. And if you can endure the process, if you can push through the pain, if you can refuse to quit when it gets hard, the victory is already on its way to you. There will be moments in life when everything around you seems to be falling apart. The doors won't open, the answers won't come, and the weight of your struggles feels too heavy to carry. It's easy to speak faith when everything is going right, but what do you say when you're walking through a valley? What do you declare when life doesn't look like the promise? This is where the real test happens, not on the mountaintop, but in the valley, where shadows loom and hope feels distant. In the valley, your words matter more than ever. What you declare in your lowest moments determines how you rise. You cannot afford to let frustration speak for you. You cannot allow fear to shape your confession. If all you do is talk about how bad it is, how stuck you feel, or how impossible it seems, you will only reinforce the very things you are trying to escape. Your words have power, and they either push you toward victory or keep you bound in defeat. Even when you don't see the breakthrough, you must still declare it. Even when the storm is raging, you must still speak peace. Even when everything in you wants to quit, you must still say, I will overcome. The valley is not the place to agree with your circumstances. It is the place to remind your circumstances who your God is. If you keep declaring defeat, you will stay defeated. But if you dare to declare victory, even when you don't feel it, even when it doesn't make sense, you set yourself up for a breakthrough. People may not understand why you're speaking faith when everything around you looks broken. They may think you're in denial, but you are not denying reality. You are refusing to be ruled by it. You are choosing to believe that your valley is temporary. You are choosing to believe that even though you are walking through a dark season, light is still ahead. This is not the end of your story. You may be in the middle of the struggle, but the victory has already been declared over your life. The valley is where you find out what you truly believe. It is easy to have faith when everything is going well, but true faith is proven in the fire. Will you still declare healing while you are in pain? Will you still declare provision when you don't see a way out? Will you still declare purpose when life feels uncertain? Your words are like seeds, and what you speak in the valley will determine what grows in your life. Speak fear and fear will grow. Speak defeat and defeat will take root. But if you dare to speak victory, even in the darkest place, you invite power into your situation. Your valley does not define you, your words do. And what you declare in this moment will determine how you rise in the next. Faith is more than just believing. It is moving, doing, stepping forward, even when you don't have all the answers. Too many people say they have faith, but their actions don't match their words. They talk about what they are believing for, but they never take a step toward it. They pray for opportunities, but never prepare for them. They dream about success, but never put in the work to make it a reality. Faith without action is dead, because faith was never meant to be passive. It was meant to be a force that moves you forward. Believing for change is not enough if you are unwilling to take the steps necessary to create that change. You cannot say you have faith for a better future while making no effort to build it. You cannot claim to believe in your dreams but refuse to take the risk required to achieve them. Faith requires movement. It demands action. It calls you to step out even when you can't see the whole picture, to push forward even when fear tries to hold you back, and to trust that what you are working toward is already on its way. Too many people wait for perfect conditions before they act. They want to see every door open before they take the first step. They want to have all the resources, all the support, and all the certainty before they move. But faith doesn't work like that. Faith says move first and the way will be made. Faith says take the risk and trust that the outcome is already handled. If you keep waiting for everything to be perfect, you will be waiting for the rest of your life. Faith is like planting a seed. You don't just throw it in the ground and hope something happens. You water it, you nurture it, you give it the right environment to grow. In the same way, you must take action to cultivate what you are believing for. If you have faith for a new career, apply for the job, develop the skills, and position yourself for the opportunity. If you have faith for financial breakthrough, start managing what you have wisely, making smart decisions, and creating multiple streams of income. If you have faith for a healthier life, start exercising, eating right, and taking care of yourself. Faith is the foundation, but action is what brings results. Some people sit back and blame their lack of progress on circumstances, on people, on bad breaks. But at the end of the day, the question is not, did you have faith, but rather, did you do something with it? You don't have to have all the answers. You don't have to know exactly how things will work out, but you do have to move. You do have to act. You do have to step out in faith and trust that as you go, things will begin to shift in your favor. Faith that does nothing produces nothing. Faith that moves is faith that wins. Life is not a race without direction. There is a finish line set before you, a destination you were meant to reach, a purpose you were created to fulfill. But in the middle of the race, it's easy to get discouraged. The path gets hard, the obstacles pile up, and the temptation to slow down, or worse, to stop altogether, becomes overwhelming. But no matter how difficult the journey feels, the finish line has already been established. Your victory is already waiting for you. You just have to keep running. There are moments when exhaustion sets in, when life hits you so hard that you wonder if the race is even worth it. You look around and see others moving faster, others getting ahead, others crossing milestones, while you feel stuck in place. But this race is not about competition. It is about endurance. It is about your journey, your growth, and your ability to keep pressing forward, even when progress feels slow. Some races are not won by speed, but by the sheer determination to keep going. The greatest danger in any race is not the obstacles on the track, but the doubt in your mind. The voice that tells you it's too late, that you've fallen too far behind, that you don't have what it takes. But if you are still breathing, you are still in the race. If you are still moving, you are still on your way. Your journey may not look like someone else's, but that doesn't mean you're off course. The finish line is still there. The promise is still ahead. The purpose is still waiting for you to step into it. Every runner faces resistance. The winds of adversity will blow. The weight of the past will try to slow you down. Life will throw unexpected detours your way. But the secret to winning is not avoiding the struggle, it's learning to push through it. The strongest runners are not the ones who never get tired, but the ones who refuse to quit even when exhaustion sets in. The ones who silence the doubt, who ignore the distractions, who fix their eyes on what's ahead and refuse to be stopped by what's behind. You may not feel like you're winning right now. You may feel like you're barely holding on, like your energy is running low, like the finish line is too far away. But every step you take, no matter how small, is bringing you closer. Every time you choose to keep going, you are proving to yourself that you have more strength than you thought. You don't have to see the end to know it's there. You don't have to have all the answers to keep moving forward. The finish line is already set. It's already waiting for you. And if you just keep running, if you just keep pushing, if you refuse to let anything stop you, one day you will look up and realize that you have crossed into everything you were destined to be.